So let's just do that. And let's go grab our sketch. Okay, so it's too big. So the first thing I like to do is I like to come in and just kind of crop out the stuff that's irrelevant. Just because I get distracted by things. And so I crop that out like that, and we'll resize this down to like a manageable size here.
So do you suggest doing like your each icon its own individual artboard and then putting them together?
Yeah, and making the artboards the same exact size.
Okay, so like making 12 of the same. Just fitting.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this layer. I'm gonna start a new layer, and I'm gonna name this sketch, and then I'm gonna lock it down. Okay, so there's a number of ways that I could do this, but I'm gonna start by looking at the shapes. So the first thing that I see is I see that I basically got a square here. And so I'll come in like this, and I'll give myself some kind of stroke so that I just can see what I'm working with. Get out my white arrow tool. Give myself some basic shapes. Anchor point tool by pressing Shift C. White arrow tool. Anchor point tool. Now, I did a really loose sketch, so I'm not necessarily going to follow it precisely, but it's just going to kind of give me an idea. Since it's my own sketch, I can trace over the top, which is fine. It's not okay to do that with other people's things. You can still come in and just kind of adjust here. Okay, so with this, the hair is probably going to be the easiest to do that is going to be with a pen tool. So I'm just going to come in, click and drag to curve, click to go back to a corner, click and drag to curve again. And I'm just going to kind of add that in and manipulate it from there. And I might just want to I'll click and drag. Shrink it down. Rotate it. Okay, now whenever I combine things, I always make a copy of them and throw them off to the side. So I'm going to combine this. It's not combining. Let's delete those. Okay, so now if I grab this shape, I've got a whole basic shape like that. And sometimes I can come in and I'll go like this, and then I'll throw some transparency down so that I can still see like through it. Okay, now the top of this, and this is another thing where I might come in and grab some reference photos. Oops, come on. And let's look at more. Always use more than one reference photo. Again, I'm only looking at the face here. So I'm going to mask those out. And since I'm using it for reference, I don't actually care about image resolution at all. So I can make these bigger and stretch it out. Pixelate, that's fine because I'm just getting it general. I'm going to take those and I'm going to put them on my locked layer called Sketch. And lock it again. I should just have just that guy. So the rest of these are extras. Get rid of them. lock that down just by pressing Command 2. Okay, so the eyes are basically just going to be circles. I'm actually going to make so depending, and this is where you might look at what other people are doing and kind of see, if there's a particular style that kind of inspires you to do something. Let's get back to the Pinterest board. You kind of look, is there anything here that's kind of jumping out at you that you like? And don't think about whether or not you can do it, but think about whether you like it or not.
Just like the overall.
Yeah.
I do like the utensils.
These ones? Okay. Okay, so what is it about that you like?
I just like how simple it is.
Okay.
I do like the same width around them.
Okay.
Even though they look the same shape wise, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
The width really ties them in.
Okay. And so, you might do a situation like that. You might mix, that with something like this or something, where you've got similar weighted things, again, or whatever. And so you look at some of those examples, and I'm just going to put this one on there. So I want to know who did this actually. Daniel Hare. And so he's showing two different ways to do the same thing, and you can kind of experiment that way as well. And so we could come in and we could do this as outlines with fills or no outlines with some like highlights, midtones, and shadows. Right? And so you could come in here like this. Now this is where you could start to do any number of things. Say you want to use the pencil tool. So let's go smooth and go OK. Oh, and double click again. I want to make sure that I close paths when they are within 10 pixels of each other. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to do kind of a hair highlight here. So I'm going to come in and go like this. Close path. Okay, and then I might come in and say object path simplify. Let's see, straight lines. Let's go. I don't know if I like straight lines. Curve it out. Curve precision. And I'm going to grab this and just adjust it a little bit further. Bend this one. I'm bending it out this way because it's on the outer edge. All right, so let's make that a highlight color. And let's unlock this guy. And let's make that mid-tone color. A little darker. Not that dark. That's probably good. Okay. I'll bring that back so that I can still see what's going on. Now on the bangs, I'm seeing really bright and then shadow underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that you can do is we can say, let's do this. So we'll go mid-tone color, and then we'll copy and paste in front. So now we have two copies of the same thing. Okay. And I'm going to make the one that's underneath darker. And so let's go to our colors, and we'll go to HSB. Just slide our brightness down so we have a darkness there. Okay. Another way that you can do this is you can come in and you can say, give me one of these, give me another one of these, and let's make this one super dark. And then you can blend them. Object blend make. And then object, and we'll talk about this in class in a couple weeks. Blend options, and go specified steps, and do 2 or 3. Let's do 2. And then you can come in and you can decide that you want to add a little bit of saturation of that type of thing. And it'll blend them all. And that gives you steps. All right. Okay, so let's grab this guy. He's our midtone value. And let's grab this guy. He's our shadow value. Let's grab this one. It's our highlight. Okay, now I'm going to put this over the top like that. And then let's look at our sketch. Let's move this out of the way for a second. Yeah, so I'm just going to use my, actually, we've already got one of these. So let's do this. Let's put that back and we'll hide them. Now. Okay, and then I'm going to take a copy of this, stretch it out. Down. I'll click and drag. Rotate. Let me have this one. I'll show you in a minute. And then let's grab another one of these, make it little. And wide. And I want to break into the eye a little bit there. They're crossing there, that's good. This can go over just a little bit more. I'm going to grab these 3. Get out my reflect tool. I'll click. Let's preview that. That's good. We'll make a copy. Okay. Then we just want to, oops, don't want that. Bring that over, and we'll just adjust each one just a little bit more so it's not exactly the same. All right. So I'm just going to connect these. This one there. So now I'm just going to combine them. So grab all these shapes. Not that shape. Pathfinder panel. Combine them all. Let's get rid of that one. Curve it. Okay. Is this helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to just do this. I'm going to get rid of all these extra anchor points. And I'm just going to extend this past the borders here. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm just going to grab these. I'm going to use this to cut the other thing. So I'm going to turn this back on. Okay, I'm going to grab the top one and this one. Okay, and you'll notice I need to go a little bit further. So I'm just going to grab this guy. Up just a little bit higher. Okay, and I'll grab this and this. And use my shape builder tool, hold Alt to cut. And then that can go away. We've got the highlights over the top. Right? And then you just take the eyes and make those dark brown. And we will give them a highlight. I'm just going to like this. Let's rotate, stretch. Got both of them. That a highlight. Maybe we need another brown, like another darker brown. So I'm just going to grab this over here. And I'm going to make this one here, and then make that darker. Just so now I've got this other darker. The reason I do that is because I can grab that darker brown, increase my stroke weight, throw it to the inside, grab this, make it a little bit smaller. And then I can grab this and that, group it, label it so I know what I'm doing. Make a copy of it. Okay, and then I grab both of these, put them underneath the hair. So that's hair, highlight. That is bangs. Like that. Okay. Then we just need to do a nose, and we kind of keep going from there, right? The nose is going to be super simple. We're just going to start with the square, delete one of these, center that, curve the top, make it dark. Actually, we can do that probably. And then let's round the corners. Let's throw this to the outside. Bring it down just a touch. Do another highlight. So this time, I'll show you another trick. Go like this. Delete. Inside. And let's get rid of our stroke. Let's go object, path, offset path. That's good. We'll go like that. Group. Nose. And then you're going to do the same thing, all right, for the bottom. You just keep kind of building shapes. You kind of just use whatever tools you think
just
are going
like
to be helpful.
start the simple, the bigger thing, and then just go shape by shape.
Yeah, typically you want to start with the larger, basic, simple shapes, and then get more detailed as you go. But you want to try to get detailed. You want to try to get detailed across the entire thing, so you don't like do a photorealistic eyeball, but then the rest of it looks, kind of more cartoonish.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, so if I were to do this, I wouldn't necessarily come in and draw each one of these, though you could. I would probably just start with an oval and then kind of adjust it accordingly. So I can come in like this and come down, and then maybe I can bring this down and add some anchor points in here and here.
Anyways, I'm talking to myself. So,
Here. In the middle. That type of thing, and then you basically get your basic shape. You go back to like white, and then you're just adjusting the order of your layers at that point in time. So you just try to figure out what order they need to be in.
What are you holding to down?
So command left bracket or right bracket will bring it up or down. Okay. And that's basically it. And then you're just going to think again, okay, I've got a highlight over this. Can I use this or draw it again? I'm going to draw it again, and I'm just going to go, I've got a shadow that comes off of his mouth here, right? We see that it's darker It's got that shadow. So I might just come in and just go, I'm just going to do half of this. I come down and over, and then we'll go ridge, 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 come back up. Let's make that dark. Copy it. Move it over a little bit. Okay, and then I might come in here on this side and say, all right, I want a shadow on this side. So I'm just going to come in and go, let's start over here. Down, up, come up a little bit from the bottom. So like that, close it off. Now you can either mask that or cut it. I'm going to mask it, so I'm just going to copy, paste in front, bring it all the way to the top, grab this guy, Command 7, and it turns into a mask. Okay, and I've got videos that'll show you how to do that. And then within that mask, you can draw in a highlighter. And so you just kind of keep going. Then one trick that is helpful, if this is something that you want to do, if you want to go with something more like this, you can throw an outline on the outside edge. And so let's grab the whole thing, and we'll make a copy of the whole thing. While it's selected, combine it all, and you add like this, throw that all the way to the back, bring it over so it's right underneath, and you can change that to be darker or lighter or whatever. Wait. Let's undo that. I didn't realize I had the beard. So let's undo. Come on. It might be easier just to redo it. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this beard here. So I'm really just interested in the shape. So grab the whole thing, combine it. There we go. All right, now let me come over and add it in. You can add a big giant stroke on it. And it's got the stroke on the outside edge, but not anywhere else. And you can kind of control that stroke in your stroke panel with, whether you have corners, whether it's on the inside or the outside, whether you've got curves, how it deals with those, if it cuts them off, if it makes them sharp. And so, but that type of thing is, that's kind of how, and then I would just come in and, hide your sketches.
Yeah, I forgot about how I was sketching out and then just pulling it in because that's how I was. I was like, I don't even know where how to start to make it, but to draw it out and then move it in there so you can copy over it it's just gonna make it easier.
Yeah. So I'll post this video that we just made together.
Okay. Awesome.
And and that might be helpful to kind of see. I'm just going to adjust this because it's
I think
bugging
mine
me.
will look that fancy, but
No, but I mean, this is the idea is that you get
Yeah.
you get what you want out of it. You get started on it.
so I don't know if I can explain this. So from watching that and then kind of just thinking back of you said find things that you like and try to figure like pictures you like and then see kind of the same thing in the picture. If I didn't want to put a ton of detail into it, but still have the basic shapes, could I just more of do try to figure out
So you're talking about how not to do as realistic.
yeah. So I'm trying
So
to
one of the things that
think of-
there are two things you can do that are really helpful with that.
Okay.
One, let me just make this bigger.
What is this?
So if you take, and this is just to get an idea of what's going on, right? And so if I grab this, and I bring it into Photoshop.
Mhm.
Let me just hide everything else. Show you this one too. And let's do one more. Now, a lot of people will tell you that squinting is a good way to get kind of a general idea of what something looks like,
Okay.
but it gives me a headache. So I cheat, and instead of squinting, what I do is, oops, come back. I want that section there. I'll grab this one and that one and combine them. And what I do is I just blur it. So I'll just go into blur, Gaussian blur, and you just slide this around. And what you will start to see is that there are basic shapes. There's very distinct basic shapes that are going to make up what this dog or this whatever it is that. And then I would sketch like on a post-it note or a whiteboard or something from there. I would sketch what it is that you're seeing,
Okay.
and that'll help you. That'll help you simplify it. Like maybe you use 3 different colors. You know, you've got kind of this I don't know what you'd call that, kind of upside down cone mouth shape, the nose. That could all be maybe one color. And then you've got kind of the white, and then you've got, something else.
Yeah.
You could go 2 colors, you could go 3 colors.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking I guess kind of maybe like these. Like just how like they have like the basic, just everything's outlined.